Hey, good morning. January 16th, Genesis 32:13 through 34:31. So he, Jacob, lodged there the same night and took what came to his hand as a present for Esau his brother 200 female goats and 20 male goats, 200 ewes and 20 rams, 30 milk cows with their colts, 40 cows and 10 bulls, 20 female donkeys and 10 foals. Then he delivered them to the hand of his servants, every drove by itself. And he said to his servants, pass over before me and put some distance between successive droves. And he commanded the first one, saying, when Esau my brother meets you and asks you, saying, to whom do you belong and where are you going? Whose are these in front of you? Then you shall say, they are my servant Jacob's. It is a present sent to my lord Esau. And behold, he also is behind us. So he commanded the second, the third, and all who followed the drove, saying, in this manner you shall speak to Esau when you find him. And also say, behold, your servant Jacob is behind us. For he said, I will appease him with this present that goes before me, and afterwards I will see his face. Perhaps he will accept me. So the present went on over before him, but he himself lodged that night in the camp. And he arose that night and took his two wives and two female servants and his 11 sons and crossed over the ford of Jacob, Jacob, maybe. He took them, sent them over the brook, and sent over what he had. Then Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until breaking of day. Now, when he saw that he did not prevail against him, he touched the socket of his hip, and the socket of Jacob's hip was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And he said, let me go, for the day breaks. But he said, I will not let you go unless you bless me. And he said to him, what is your name? And he said, Jacob. And he said, your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel, for you have struggled with God and with men and have prevailed. And Jacob asked, saying, tell me your name, I pray. And he said, why is that you ask me about my name? And he blessed him there. So Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life preserved. Just as he crossed over Peniel, the sun rose on him, and he limped on his hip. Therefore, to this day, the children of Israel do not eat that the muscle that shrank, which is on the hip socket, because he touched the socket of Jacob's hip and the muscle that shrank. And Jacob lifted his eyes and looked. There, Esau was coming. With him were 400 men, so he divided the children among Leah, Rachel, and the two maidservants, and put the maidservants and their children in front, Leah and her children behind, and Rachel and Joseph last. Then he crossed over before them and bowed himself to the ground 7 times until he came near his brother. But Esau ran to meet him and embraced him and fell on his neck and kissed him, and they wept. And he lifted his eyes and he saw the women and children, said, whose are these with you? So he said, the children whom God has graciously given your servant. Then the maidservants came near and their children and bowed down. And Leah also came near with her children and bowed down. Afterward, Joseph and Rachel came near, and they bowed down. Then Esau said, what do you mean by all this company which I met? And he said, these are to find favor in your sight, my lord. But Esau said, I have enough, my brother. Keep what you have for yourself. And Jacob said, no, please. If I have found favor in your sight, then receive my present from my hand, insomuch as I have seen your face, as though I had seen the face of God, and you were pleased with me. Please take my blessing that is brought to you, because God has dealt gracious with me, and because I have enough. So he urged him, and he took it. Then Esau said, let us take our journey, let us go, and I will go before you. But Jacob said to him, my Lord knows that the children are weak, and the flocks and the herd which are nursing are with me. And if the men should drive them hard one day, all the flock will die. Please let my Lord go ahead before your servant. I will lead on slowly at a pace which the livestock that go before me and the children are able to endure until I can come to my lord in Seir. And Esau said, now let me leave you with some people who are with me. But he said, what need is there? Let me find favor in your sight of my lord. So Esau returned that day on his way to Seir. And Jacob journeyed to Succoth, built himself a house, and made booths for his livestock. Therefore, the name of the place is called Succoth. Then Jacob came safely to the city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan. When he had come to when he had come from Padan Aram, he pitched his tent before the city, and he bought the parcel of land where he had pitched his tent from the children of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 pieces of money. Then he erected an altar there and called it El Aho Israel. Now Dinah, the daughter of Leah, whom she had born to Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. When in Shechem, the son of Hamor, Hivite, the prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and violated her. His soul was strongly attached to Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the young woman and spoke kindly to the young woman. So Shechem spoke to his father, Hamor, saying, give me this young woman as a wife. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter. Now his sons were with the livestock in the field. So Jacob held his peace until they came. Then Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out to Jacob to speak to him. And the sons of Jacob came in from the field, and they heard of it. And the men were grieved and very angry because he had done a disgraceful thing in Israel by laying with Jacob's daughter, a thing which ought not to be done. But Hamor spoke with them, saying, the soul of my son Shechem longs for your daughter. Please give her to him as a wife, and make marriages with us. Give your daughters to us, and take our daughters for yourselves. So you shall dwell with us in the land, and you um, shall be before you. Dwell and trade in it, and acquire possessions for yourself. Then Shechem said to her father and to her brothers, let me find favor in your eyes, and whatever you say to me, I will give. Ask me ever so much dowry and gift. I will give according to what you say to me. But give me the young woman as a wife. But the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor his father, and spoke deceitfully, because they defiled Dinah, their sister. And they said to them, we cannot do such a thing to give our sister to one who is uncircumcised, for that would be a reproach to us. But on this condition we will consent to you. If you will become as we are, if every male of you is circumcised, then we will give our daughters to you, and we will take your daughters to us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. But if you will not heed us and be circumcised, then we will take our daughter and be gone. And the words pleased Hamor and Shechem, Hamor's son. So the young men did not delay in this thing, because he delighted in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all the household of his father. And Hamor and Shechem his son came to the gate of the city, and spoke with the men of the city, saying, these men are at peace with us. Therefore let them dwell in the land and trade in it. For indeed the land is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters to us as wives, and let us give them our daughters. Only this condition will the men consent to dwell with us, to be one people. If every male among us is circumcised as they are circumcised, will not their livestock, their property, and every animal of theirs be ours? Only let us consent to them, and they will dwell with us. And all who went out of the gate of the city heeded Hamor and Shechem his son. Every male was circumcised, all who went out of the gate of the city. Now it came to pass on the third day, when they were in pain, that the two sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, each took a sword, and came boldly upon the city, and killed all the males. And they killed Hamor and Shechem his son with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah from Shechem's house, and went out. The sons of Jacob came upon the slain and plundered the city, because because her sister had been defiled. They took their sheep, their oxen, their donkeys, what was in the city and what was in the field, and all the wealth, all their little ones and all their wives they took captive, and they plundered even all was in the houses. Then Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, you have troubled me by making me obnoxious among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites. And since I am few in number, they will gather themselves together against me to kill me. I shall be destroyed, my household and I. But they said, should he treat our sister like a harlot? Matthew 11:7-30. As they departed, Jesus began to say to the multitudes concerning John, what did you go out to see in the wilderness? What did you go out into the wilderness to see? A reed shaken by the wind? But what did you go to see? A man clothed in soft garments? Indeed, those who wear soft clothing are in king's houses. But what did you go out to see? A prophet? Yes, I say to you, and more than a prophet, for he is the one who is written, behold, I send my messenger before your face, who will prepare your way before you. Assuredly, I say to you, among those born of women, there is not risen one greater than John the Baptist. Heaven is greater than Baptist. Until now, the kingdom of heaven suffers, for all the prophets and all the law prophesy. Receive it, he is Elijah, who is to come. He who has ears, shall I say, I liken this generation. It is like we played the flute for you, and you did not dance. We mourned, eating or drinking, and they say he has a demon. The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they a friend of tax collectors and sinners. He began to rebuke the cities because they did not repent. Woe to you, Shezron, to you, Bethsaida. The mighty works were done in you, were done in. Would they not have repented long ago in sackcloth? Tolerable for Tyre and Sidon in the day of judgment. Who are exalted to heaven will be brought down to Hades. It would have remained until this day. But I say in the day of judgment than for you. At that time, thank you, Father, Lord of heaven, and have revealed them to babes. Even all things have been delivered to me, nor does anyone know the Father except the Son. Tell him, come to me, all you who labor, rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn. You will find rest in your souls. For my yoke, my burden is light. Psalms, his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt and abominable. There is none who does good. The Lord looks for man to see if there is any turned aside. They have together become corrupt. One. All the workers of iniquity have no knowledge, who eat up my people as they eat up bread. There they are in great fear. You shame the counsel of the poor, but the Lord is it. Oh, the salvation of Israel would come to Zion. When the Lord brings back the captivity of his people, let Jacob rejoice and Israel be glad. Proverbs 3:19-20. The Lord by wisdom founded the earth. By understanding he established the heavens. By his knowledge the depths were broken up, and the clouds dropped down to. Okay. We'll see y'all tomorrow.